So we're back with another great video. I was not going to film today, but I decided, you know what, let me get ahead with my content creation. If not, I'm going to fall behind and I don't want my account to eventually just go dry and not end up posting for like a month. So I was like, okay, let me curl my hair really quick, which gave it a nice little touch. Let me just put on one of my brand t-shirts, which is faith-based apparel, of course. And yeah, here I am. I'm feeling really good, maybe because I did, put some effort into getting ready today. Not that I don't in the previous videos, but today just making it a little bit different because creating videos can be a little bit challenging with knowing exactly what you are going to be saying, having to do all the editing. But I thank you guys for being here. I love being able to get your feedback, especially my video of making the fabric labels. That one has had a lot more engagement and a lot of good feedback. You guys telling me that the information has been super helpful, and of course that makes me happy because I really put a lot of thought into my videos. What exactly am I going to say? How am I going to say it? And then like the overthinking, am I expressing myself correctly? But yeah, anyways, I usually don't do like a long intro or anything. It's only been 1 minute. I'm looking at it right now. I feel like I was going on for like 3 minutes, but we're still good. We're on track. And it's a very special video because I'm going to be making some new Bible sleeves. I received more fabric yesterday. These are some of my favorite prints. Now, I've already had this butterfly one, which is gorgeous if you look at it. It kind of has like a gold metallic on some of the butterflies. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now, I've had it before because I'm trying to grab it over here. I've made a tote bag with it. You can see it is super cute. I'm probably going to add a little bit of length to the handles though, but just showing you guys that since I already had this fabric. And then, sorry if I'm all over the place. Another one, this citrus and orange one. It is also really, really pretty. This one as well, same thing. I've done a tote bag, as you can see over here. I think this is one of the first tote bags that I had made, if I'm not mistaken. This was like a month, 2 months ago. I did several mock-ups so I could take pictures of them. I probably did like 10 different tote bags. You can see like I have 3 in the back right now. Then one of the newest patterns is this really pretty pink floral one. It's a light pink. It's a little bit more bright as I'm holding it up. On screen it looks a little bit more pale. It's not super super pink, but it's a gorgeous tone. And then it has little florals on it. Now I did a lot of like research on companies trying to get fabrics that aren't super busy. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's get my fabric stash. Hopefully I can hold it well because I just have my one hand. Let me turn you guys around. Okay, so usually for my fabrics, I have some that are very like busy backgrounds. I don't really know how else to describe it other than they have either bright colors or they're full of design. It's kind of rare for me to have some neutrals, like this one's pretty pale, but for the most part, they all have very vibrant designs, and I know not everybody gravitates towards that. So with one of these new fabrics, I wanted to get something that wasn't as busy. Like I said, it's a much lighter color and it has florals, but they're small florals. It's not something huge like this one right here. Like if I compare it, you can see the difference. This has really big florals. So that's been one of my goals lately, just trying to get a lot more neutral fabrics because I also love neutrals too. So I'm surprised that I really got a lot of bold fabrics because my natural tendency would be to gravitate towards minimal stuff. Well, towards minimal design items. So my focus now is to offer more diversity when it comes to the neutrals. And well, if I already mentioned it or not, I'm super excited for these because I'm going to use them to make Bible covers this time. I showed you the tote bags that I had made, but I can't wait to go ahead and create these. And these are going to be the mock-ups, so I'm going to use my own Bible. That way in the future, maybe I could keep them for myself. Obviously, I'm still going to post them to the website, offering the different sizes that I have. But yeah, that's my main point, just creating them so I can take the pictures and then post them on the website because I like the customer to be able to see it. Because instead of making it, something that I could do is just edit one of the listings and maybe just put like a picture of this and then just put an option like if you want this fabric, just select this. But I feel that it's better to have a visual representation of how the product is going to look on something like the Bible, because in this case it's Bible covers. So I would prefer to make it, put it onto the product, take the pictures, and just upload it. But that's my preference. So that's what I'm going to work on today. That's why I'm super excited for this project because I already know how they're going to turn out. It's gorgeous. So let's go ahead and continue with that. And I'm glad that I paid attention to myself because a few days prior I made the pockets that I'm going to use for the product. So I make two of these pockets. One's going to be the notepad pocket, and then I have a sticky note pocket. So getting ahead on these squares helps me so I don't have to waste too much time and trying to cut everything out, measure. I just have these ready to go, so when I have to add them onto the Bible sleeve, it's good. And currently I have a lot on my desk to organize, so that I also have to set this up over here. So for the panels that I do need to cut out for the larger fabric, I can go ahead and do that. In order to guide myself, I created this visual chart right here that also helps the customers decide on the sizing they're going to need. So I have 6 different options, and then I have a custom, and you can see underneath each title that gives them the measurements. So it's supposed to, help out the customer be able to choose the product better. Since this video is about the Bible covers, that's why I'm going ahead and showing you guys a little bit more behind the scenes and what I do, how I organize myself. I also created another chart that's going to help them understand the inner lining. So all the details, like what color is the panels going to be, what can I expect inside. For my Bible covers, I offer the small size that just has the pen pocket. It doesn't have this right side pocket because the panels would be way too close to where I would have to sew, so I don't want to interfere with it. So that's why it only has the left side pocket. But when it comes to the medium, the large, and it has all the details here. The customs, those do have the left and the right side pocket. So the right side pocket is the one that I had just showed you guys, which here I did different colors just to contrast it. So again, the notepad, the sticky note, and then the pen pockets, I have some, let me check. I do have some over here as well. I just need to do the line down the middle to separate it. That way it's 2 different compartments. So hopefully that information just helps you guys to understand, I really put attention into the details that I make. I really focus on making products that I too would love and would be able to use. Hopefully this part of the video doesn't seem too long. I don't usually do like drag out my intros, so I think you guys will understand that and appreciate that. But again, I'm just trying to provide, more context so it makes sense. What exactly am I making? Instead of just telling you, oh, I'm making Bible covers and that's it. No, like I want to give you a little bit more details and context for that. So hopefully that's also helpful and you guys enjoy that. And I also bought this lace trim yesterday, which I was considering to put around the Bible sleeves, maybe on the top edges. But it really doesn't even come with that much in the roll, so I have to consider how much I would even be able to make and offer to the customer. Again, just trying to improve the products, always add new things. I do need to grab my Bible since that's going to be my reference for the mock-ups that I'm going to make in, what is it, 3? Yeah, it's going to be 3 different book sleeves. So that's going to take me some time, but I want to make sure the measurements are correct because I don't want to end up with a product that does not fit. So let me go ahead. So I got my heat source setting up. This is the area that I use. I just put a towel here that I use for pressing on my items, with this heat source. You can use a different type of iron. I would prefer to have a smaller one, but this works to get the job done of just ironing the pieces. It helps me to get better measurements. Now the only thing about this specific pattern, it's that it's not a cotton material. It's very different, so I hope that it doesn't end up too crinkled, and even if it does, it's going to have the quilted texture, so that's going to help it out. So for this one, I'm only going to apply some light heat so I don't end up ruining it. I haven't really worked with this kind of fabric. I've done a tote bag with it and it came out well, so we'll just have to see how this specific project turns out. So just very lightly putting my heat source, and it looks good right now. Hopefully it doesn't crinkle later on. It's really crinkled, as you can see right here, but now that I have ironed it, really it's just in this top portion since that's what I'm going to cut out. You can see it came out really pretty. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the lining for the butterflies, I'm also going to do it in this beige. Otherwise I would have to create more squares, and I already put a lot of time into making these, so just to speed up the process a little bit more, I'm going to go with this color instead, and that's for the lining. So now I'm working on this panel right here so I can start cutting out the linings for the Bible covers. At this point, now I'm putting the pins to divide how I'm going to do the stitching. I think next time I'm going to try to use a piece of tape, that way I can just put it across and then just continue to use it like that, because using the pins can be a little bit time consuming trying to space them out equally, but for right now this is what is working out. So when I flip it around, you can see the different lines that I'm making. This is just for one side of it, and then I'm going to do the reverse for the opposite side of the stitches. So for this part, I had to do a voiceover since I forgot to record. But in one comment, somebody said that they would prefer me talking over putting music. So I guess it does work out. But yeah, so continuing with the stitching, obviously doing that little diamond pattern to give it a nice finish. And it's an extra step, but again, if I'm selling something, I want to make sure that it's a product that I too would love to purchase or that I would love to have in my items. So when I was done with the quilting texture, I decided that I wanted to change the tension or the length of my stitching. That way I can focus on sealing the edges, because sometimes I do have to take my seam ripper and remove it all, but if the stitches are way too close together, then that makes it difficult to remove them. So I played around with the settings, which I wasn't that familiar with my machine. I had a different one before this, similar but not the same. But anyways, I had to figure out what to do. And now it's time to start working on this pink fabric. I'm really excited for this one since I haven't made anything with it. As I was mentioning in my intro, this is my first time I'm going to be using this fabric. I'm going to try to set down the camera and angle it a little bit better. Okay, this is a pretty good view. So as I was mentioning, I do like to iron my items before cutting. Sometimes if it's not super crinkled, I will go ahead and cut it out. But for the most part, I do like to preheat it. I think it's a much better method, and that just helps you to get better measurements. Because if you have creases all over the place, like on this end over here, it would make it more difficult to get those precise lines when you're trying to cut it. And instead of opening a new package of fabric, I decided to use the scrap. So I'm putting these ends together, which I would definitely recommend. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a bunch of different pieces. Like over here, you can see I have a bunch of scraps. So in order to avoid this, I would recommend just use up. Oh, I'm getting a little tangled here. But good thing I put some pins in place. But yeah, my recommendation is use up your scraps to complete your panel pieces instead of just setting them aside. So I'm going to keep on using these over here. That way I don't have to deal with that. Just a quick little tip. The clips right here, I definitely have to use the tape method just to make it easier on me. Because like right here, I'm just inserting it, but still I have to bring it up and like basically to the top to really secure it. Cutting the clips right here. Microphone ran out of battery, but I was able to give you guys this final look, final result. You can see the Bible cover came out beautifully with the quilted texture, the nice sealed edges. I love being able to make these Bible covers, especially using the new fabrics this time. It was a lot of work to develop this design. I actually went through like 3 different designs. I'm going to show you those. So initially, all the Bible covers were going to have a zipper pouch on the inside. I thought it was a great idea, but it's just that these zippers were super short and it wasn't too comfortable to retrieve what you needed. So I felt like at some point the customer might end up like pulling too much on it and it would like come apart or something. That was always like my concern. So I just decided not to continue with this pouch right here. And you can see that I really couldn't increase the width anymore because it's already close to the edge. So if I were to increase it, then I would end up sewing right over it and that would defeat the purpose. So this was the first design that they were going to have this, but I decided not to continue with that. My second design or development of the Bible covers, I tried out the right side pocket where I was going to put the pen, the notepad, and the sticky note pocket. Like it was still going to have this feature, but I felt that having the pen here doesn't really have a lot of room for the customer to be able to retrieve it. And I was trying to do it this way. That way I would only have to do one pocket and not have to do the opposite side. But again, this also wasn't really my preference. And so the third and final design, at least for now I could say, is the one that does have the left side pocket for all of them. That way I know, okay, just make this in advance because you know all of them are going to have this. And you can actually fit 2 here, whereas the one that I just showed you would only be 1 pen. But here you can fit 2 writing utensils, with not utensils, 2 writing supplies, which I think is super helpful. So this has worked out much better. And then also including the right side pocket. Like the last one, it does have the notepad and sticky note, but I removed the pen pocket that would be on this side because everything would be too squished together. So I feel like this has worked out a lot better, and since I've upgraded the website, I included the visual chart, I have received more Bible cover orders, which I'm super grateful and thanking the Lord for that. But I think it's also been because of the design and making it more simple for the customer to understand. That it was before is that some of them would have the left side pocket but not the right, or it would have the right but not the left, so it was super confusing. But now knowing that all of them are going to have this pocket and then just the larger are going to have this, it's super easy to distinguish between the sizes and the features in the inside of the lining. But wow, it's been a lot of talking, a lot of explaining. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm going to edit it as soon as I can. I was almost getting worried that this week I would not be having a video because I couldn't think of like, what do I want to post? Like, I have ideas, but sitting down to try to explain it, figure out what I'm going to say, I was like, I need a creative video this week. So I think this one worked out perfect because I needed to work on these Bible covers, all the little pockets that I was making and sewing, you know, just in advance to prepare. But good thing I have this video now, so I can upload it for you guys. I hope y'all really enjoy it. Definitely leave me some comments. Which design do you think was better for the Bible covers? Do you agree that this new one was the better format than the other two that I showed you with the zipper pouch? Or just the right side pocket where it was super thin for the pen? I think this one works out perfect. Hopefully you guys understand me. I feel like I'm kind of just rambling all over the place, and I'm gonna try to post another video before the week ends. I can't promise anything just yet, but I'm really hoping to get another one out. I don't even know when I would post this one. It's already Thursday. Wow, it's already closer to the end of the week. Okay, this might go up on Friday. Maybe I could have one by Sunday, if not till next week. But I hope you guys really love this video, and thank you so much for 500 subscribers. Well, more than 500. I cannot believe that, but grateful to the Lord, and I hope you guys have a great day.